Jake Paul's attorney says he was out of state and not at his Calabasas home during that raid today. The FBI says they're investigating allegations of criminal acts for an incident that happened back in May at a Scottsdale mall.
Jake Paul. Did you call Jed right now?
It's after an FBI raid at his home in Calabasas. Sky 5 was over the scene Wednesday morning as federal agents entered Paul's home in a gated community off Mulholland Highway. 24 feds, some in tactical gear, could be seen carrying evidence from the property, including several firearms. After the search, a SWAT team was seen leaving in a procession of law enforcement vehicles.
So, the feds just raided Jake Paul's house, and what they found has left not just the fight world, but everyone absolutely stunned. Get this, the problem child is known for shaking up the boxing industry, and now he's making headlines for something way more terrifying than his knockouts. What in the world could have been hiding in Jake Paul's mansion that has everyone from boxing fans to authorities scrambling for answers?
Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in Calabasas.
Let's cut straight to it. What did the feds find that's got the whole world talking? Well, this is more than just another Jake Paul scandal. The authorities didn't just stumble upon a few suspicious items. They found a full-blown stockpile of weapons. And we're not just talking about a couple of guns for self-defense. No, this is next-level stuff. Assault rifles, high-powered weapons, and enough ammunition to spark some serious controversy. And the craziest part? These weapons might be linked to something even more serious. Potential ties to an international crime ring. Jake Paul's been controversial before, but this is the worst he could have had coming.
Federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear. The federal search warrant has been sealed and no one is offering any additional information.
This couldn't have happened at a worse time for Jake Paul. I mean, seriously, his biggest fight ever is just around the corner. Yeah, we're talking this weekend, November 15th, 2024, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, the fight everyone's been waiting for. Jake's been hyping this matchup for months, and while he should be focusing on last-minute preps, getting his mind right, and worrying about things like making weight, he's got a way bigger problem to deal with now. Like, come on, the FBI raiding your house days before the biggest fight of your career? That's not just some minor hiccup. It changes everything.
Like, I'm just sitting on the phone call for literally like something I did not do. Like, and it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul.
Imagine being in Jake's shoes right now. Instead of throwing jabs in the gym, he's probably meeting with lawyers, getting interrogated, and having his entire house turned upside down by the Fed. That's not the kind of energy you need going into a fight with a living legend like Mike Tyson. You'd expect Jake to be in full beast mode, mentally locked in, visualizing every punch he's going to throw. But nope, now he's stuck in the middle of what could be a career-ending scandal. All that momentum he's been building, gone in an instant. Just like that, his focus has shifted from taking down Iron Mike to trying to stay out of jail.
They said they have a warrant for Jake.
It all started with a massive raid at Jake Paul's Calabasas mansion. It wasn't your run-of-the-mill investigation either. We're talking federal agents, helicopters circling the property, and tactical squads moving in. The kind of scene you'd expect from a high-stakes movie, not the home of a famous YouTuber turned boxer. Inside the house, chaos. But once the dust settled, what authorities found was enough to leave everyone speechless. A whole arsenal of military-grade weapons and ammunition hidden in plain sight. This wasn't just a case of someone stockpiling for fun. This raised huge red flags. Why would Jake Paul need so many weapons? And more importantly, what was he planning to do with them?
For fucking trespassing.
Hey, come on out, please.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Now, here's where things get even scarier. According to multiple sources, the feds believe that these weapons might be connected to a much larger global operation. Yeah, we're not just talking about some local gun collection. Authorities are speculating that Jake Paul could be linked to underground criminal networks with international ties. This takes the whole situation from shocking to downright terrifying. Jake Paul's influence spans way beyond just boxing and YouTube. His reach goes deep into pop culture, and now it seems like his connections might be way darker than anyone ever imagined. This isn't just another influencer drama. This could potentially be a game-changing scandal with worldwide implications. Let's be real, Jake Paul's no stranger to run-ins with the law. Remember that time in 2020 when he got caught in the middle of a riot at an Arizona mall?
Jake Paul was charged in connection with the protest he attended in Arizona, in which a mall was vandalized and looted.
Hey, can I get a picture with you, bro? Oh my God! Oh.
He was slapped with criminal charges for trespassing and unlawful assembly, and his reputation took a huge hit. But Jake did what Jake does. He shrugged it off, paid his dues, and kept moving.
Or steal from any stores at the Scottsdale Fashion Square. Video of him and his crew inside the mall was posted to Instagram. Police have charged him with criminal trespass and unlawful assembly.
I'm just here to document it. I'm not doing nothing.
However, this time, it's different. The stakes are much higher. This isn't some minor misdemeanor that can be swept under the rug with a public apology and a quick settlement. If the accusations about these weapons and potential criminal connections hold up, Jake could be facing the kind of legal trouble that doesn't go away so easily. Here's what makes this situation even more insane. Jake Paul was gearing up for the biggest fight of his career, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It's what everyone in the boxing world has been talking about ever since the news broke out. Come on, a legend versus a YouTuber? We all want to see how that one goes down. This fight wasn't just a battle of fists, it was a battle for respect.
Until they get punched in the mouth. Yo, listen, yeah, that.
But with this latest raid and all the legal drama, there's a real possibility Jake might never step into the ring for that fight. Can you imagine the disappointment? Years of work, trash talk, and promotion, all leading up to what was supposed to be his crowning moment, only for it all to be snatched away in the blink of an eye. Let's talk about Jake Paul's rise in the boxing world because, let's be real, it's been one wild ride. Jake didn't exactly start his career in a traditional way like most fighters do. Instead of grinding it out in the amateurs, Jake made his big debut in 2018 against fellow YouTuber Deji on the undercard of his brother Logan Paul's fight with KSI. And honestly, no one really took him seriously at first. It was seen more as a spectacle, a YouTuber boxing another YouTuber. It was just a way to get views. But Jake ended up winning by TKO, and that's when the wheels started turning. He saw that people loved it, the views were pouring in, and he realized, hey, maybe I can actually make a career out of this. After that, Jake doubled down. His next fight was against former NBA player Nate Robinson in 2020, and this was the fight that made everyone sit up and pay attention. I mean, Nate got knocked out cold. Memes were flying around the internet for days after that knockout, and Jake became more than just a YouTuber. People started saying, okay, this guy's actually got some power. But still, people questioned if Jake could really hang with real fighters because, let's be honest, Nate Robinson wasn't a boxer. He was an athlete, sure, but not a professional fighter.
A little bit heavy-footed right now. He's pushing too forward. He's got to back up a little bit.
Let it come to him.
Exactly.
Then came the fight against Ben Askren in 2021. Now, Ben is a former MMA fighter, a legit athlete with combat sports experience. But there was a catch. Ben was known for his wrestling, not his striking. Jake took him out in the first round with a vicious KO, and the internet went crazy again. By this point, Jake had knocked out everyone he'd faced, and his confidence was at an all-time high. He was calling out big names, talking trash on social media, and building this image of being the bad boy of boxing. But still, the haters kept saying, okay, but fight a real boxer. Enter Tyron Woodley, a former UFC welterweight champion with knockout power. This was supposed to be Jake's toughest test. And sure, the fight was competitive, but Jake ended up winning by decision. People weren't really impressed, though. It was like, cool, but Woodley's not a boxer either. So, Jake fought him again and knocked him out in their rematch. And while the knockout was brutal, the criticism remained. He still hadn't fought an actual professional boxer.
Final few seconds of the fourth.
Finally, in 2023, Jake got his chance to face a real boxer, Tommy Fury, the younger brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Now, this was the moment everyone was waiting for. Could Jake finally prove himself against a professional boxer with an actual boxing background? The fight was competitive, but Jake ended up losing by split decision. And while it was a close fight, the loss kind of put a dent in his momentum. People who had doubted him before were like, see? I told you he wasn't the real deal. The thing is, despite all the hype and knockouts, none of Jake's opponents, before Tommy Fury, were professional boxers. They were either athletes from other sports or MMA fighters who weren't known for their striking. So, while Jake's rise has been impressive in terms of his marketability and his ability to draw attention, the boxing purists have always had that one criticism. He's never beaten a real boxer.
Mike Tyson.
Let's get ready to rumble! Yes! Yes! Let's get it on! So what you want
This ain't
now?
gonna last
So what you
long.
want
Y'all know
now?
how Tyson
So what
do
you
it.
want now?
This fight with Tyson was his one chance to prove himself, but even that's blowing up in smoke with this recent Feds raid. So, what does the future hold for Jake Paul? Right now, everything's up in the air. The Feds are continuing their investigation, and if they find solid evidence connecting Jake to illegal activity, we could be talking about jail time. Serious jail time. We're not talking about fines or probation. We're talking about the kind of sentence that ends careers. If that happens, Jake's boxing career could be finished. No more fights, no more glory, no more pay-per-view headlines. His rise to stardom, which has been one of the most unlikely in boxing history, could come crashing down in an instant. And with that, all the fame and fortune he's built might disappear just as quickly as it came. Jake's no stranger to controversy. His entire brand has been built on it, from his crazy pranks on YouTube to his trash talk in boxing. He's made headlines for his wild parties, beefs with celebrities, and everything in between. But there's a difference between being controversial and being criminal.
Jesus, guys coming through.
Hey, Jake. How are you? Jake. How are you, Jake? Hey, my brother. Be careful, my brother. Be careful. Jake.
Be careful.
Nice to meet you, man. LeBron, you speak French? Ouvrez. Congratulations, Kevin.
Congratulations, bro.
This time, it's not about staying relevant in the headlines, it's about survival. Jake's future, his career, and his freedom are all on the line. If he gets caught up in this mess, he could lose everything he's worked for. His entire identity, built on the image of being the rebel, the disruptor, the problem child, could vanish. So there you have it, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest updates on the wildest fight news out there.